I generated the girl first in Midjourney, and then I brought it in here, and I have this reshoot workflow that I do, which is imagining a bunch of other shots, angles, so creating a bunch of variations of the same photo. How I did that is a kind of like a templated system that I use all the time. I started with the girl, which essentially I generated in Midjourney with a few options, put it in here. I think I also did a little bit of a Photoshop enhancement on the photograph here, did an upscale to get some more details on her face. I used a website called Enhancer. I used Enhancer to get a better upscale of the photo, and then I plug this photo into LLM node, which is essentially ChatGPT. In this node here, there are two parts. One part is what I want to happen, which is essentially my action instructions. I'm just gonna rename it here to keep it clear. I should have done that before, so I'm sorry. And this is the system prompt, which is image analyst and reshoot. So what this does is, if you're familiar with ChatGPT and the GPTs that you can create, this is essentially it, but in one block of text. So it's a set of instructions, as you can see here. You are an expert image analyst tasked with providing detailed and accurate, helpful descriptions of images and converting them into 15 different scenes of the same character. Your goal is to make visual content accessible, blah, blah, blah. And then I do like a really thorough, which you can use ChatGPT externally to help you write this. You just give it a rough idea and you generate the full prompt in here. And then with that, you're gonna have this system prompt here. You plug it in here on the LLM, which this doesn't go out on the output, is just a set of instructions, and then you plug in here the actual prompt that you want to happen. So analyze the image of this person and generate 15 different poses and camera angles, be extremely descriptive. So the reason you might be asking why you separate both and not putting them into just one prompt, because with this here separate, I can then come here and talk about a car. So imagine different versions of this car and be specific about what I want the system to iterate on, instead of just having to redo everything or copy and paste just specific parts of it, and then you ended up deleting something which you don't want to happen. So then you separate. Another tip you can do as well is separating it even more with the beautiful prompt concatenator, which is essentially glue a bunch of prompts together. So what you would do here is you're gonna plug your main instructions here, and then you plug the prompt concatenator here. And what you can do, for example, you can come here and add another prompt, and then you can separate this into different parts. So if you want to change, for example, just the clothes, it's gonna do that. So then you have a better visual, a more systematic and modular workflow this way. This is not the case of this here, but for example, you need to change a bunch of clothes, change the product, so then you can just reserve one prompt box for specific reasons, like character age, if you want to generate a bunch of different ages, or a character skin color or hair, and then you can separate everything and you just create a bunch of text inputs here, and you plug it into the concatenator, plug it into the LLM. So then what this does, and there's a very crucial part of these instructions here, which is the ending, which, as you can see here, it's saying your output must be only 15 views and ideas, each one separated by a line break and double asterisk. Do not add any extra text to your input. Also skip the double asterisk from the first option at the top. What this does, or I can even do do not add any extra to your input or numbered list, plain paragraphs. So then what this will do, once I run the model, it's gonna generate a long text here with those instructions and variations of 15 variations of that shot, which is analyzing the shot here. It's analyzing the image, analyzing everything that I wrote here, the system prompt, the instructions, the details, and then it's generating a lot of ideas here. And then I bring this to the array node, which is essentially an aggregator and separate everything by the specific double asterisks here that we did. This here is already 15 different shots. As an example, I have an example here that what I'll do here, I also did some other images from Midjourney. So for example, I want a few variations of this guy here. So I'm gonna save this image, back to Eevee, upload the image here. It's gonna analyze this image here, and then just make sure you set to SeaDream. SeaDream is one of my favorite image editing tools because the secret here is you can do this 4K, 3840 by 2160, 4K image, crisp, sharp, beautiful, and it's really good at consistency. I prefer SeaDream much more than the Nano Banana, which you can use as well, but it's low res, at least for now. It's low res, and if you do this, for example, 16 by 9, and essentially you just plug it in both here. So I'll plug it in here. I'll do this too, just as an example. Let's see what it does. This image here. So let me plug this in here. Okay, so we have our guy here. So let's run the model. In this here, I'm using 2 ats instead of the asterisk, but you can do anything you want as long as you put the same thing in here, and it's gonna identify those characters and yeah, and do the split. So we have the prompts here. Let's run all these together, see what happens. And I'm gonna show you in here in a second why I prefer the SeaDream over Gemini while this is doing this here. So yeah, Gemini is faster, but then look at this. It already imagined a bunch of variations, a bunch of shots, bunch of views, different camera angles of the same character. For rapid iteration and taking ideas out of your mind, this is incredible. Like, I was doing my short film just now, and to generate the scenes, this is perfect. So yeah, I added some rain droplets in there, some hero shot. Yeah, so you can see, added a staff with a crystal on it. Like, it can go crazy if you don't guide it too much. So you can see there's some details, micro shot. Look at this front facing, perfect. I mean, it's not bad for Nano Banana, like, I'll give you that, but let's see now. Wow. Let's see SeaDream. I mean, honestly, it's not even close, right? Like, to me, I mean, sometimes it has some mistakes, which is fine, but look at that. Full action scene, close up, everything, crossing arms, sitting on the tree. I didn't even say anything of that. I just say, be creative, give me a bunch of shots, and you can guide all that you want. Like, make him jumping 20 times from 20 different things. As long as you change here, so as you can see, make the character in completely different poses and facial expressions, movement, completely still, mid-jump, fashion style, etc. And then you can write extreme close-up, everything, and, well, you get the gist, right? So system prompts are always fascinating. I've been trying to fine-tune some. Takes a bit of trial, fix, and reroll. Yeah, system prompts are incredible because of the how you can reuse everything. So pretty good. Like I just demoed to you guys. You can come here, change this prompt, change the image input, and generate a bunch of other tools, a bunch of others. So it's too good. And for example, from Midjourney, I was having an issue that I was not getting more than a chest up, chest and head only. Always give me chest only, not give me the full body, no matter how much I tried changing my prompt. It just didn't. And I was frustrated. I was like, I want the Midjourney aesthetic, you know, and it just wasn't doing it. So I brought it in here and it just did the job perfectly. So then what you can do, even you can duplicate this one here. For example, I'll use the jumping one as a guide and just do all over again. So it's gonna be a little bit more influenced by this jumping image here, and it might do a bit more jumping focused on the concepts. So you can keep doing that. Like if you find a better origin, for example, this one here, like it shows the face better, it shows the helmet, so you can just use this as the main guide. I keep doing this, going back and forth all the time when I'm using this kind of system. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So once we are here, we can start playing around with video, but I'll come back to this in a second. That's what I did in this workflow here. I did exactly the same thing, but with the other model. So as you can see, I've done loads of variations in here, and that was all with one prompt. Essentially what you do, you just click continue running, click run model, as it's gonna change the whole 15 options, and then you click again, generate, click again, generate, and it's gonna continue doing this process until you have enough, until you're happy with the results. But look at this is beautiful. It's consistent with the model. You can use a real photo, a real person, and it's gonna still be consistent. I'm not using any LoRa's. If you know what LoRa's are, I'm not using any. I'm just using SeaDream for this, and yeah, it's just incredible, so powerful for iteration or even for final work. Like you can upscale this, fix the skin and everything, fix some imperfections in Photoshop, and then use this for a print ad easily. This is 4K beautiful. Back to the sofa. I started putting the girl in the sofa. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed and learned from this video. If you want to learn more about how I blend traditional tools with the latest AI systems, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me a lot and it costs zero. Stay curious, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.